past few weeks, I have been attempting to catch a fish. I've been unsuccessful up to today, which is quite unfortunate, but I've seen some amazing scenery along the way. And today I have the opportunity to get another chance. This time, my neighbors have agreed to let me use their boat. And so I'm heading out to Silver Lake, where I understand the fishing is top notch. All right, let's go. I'm late. Having not been to Silver Lake prior, I had no idea what I was in store for. I had heard that this lake was just teeming with large rainbow trout. I'd also heard, as the sign indicated, that there are no motorized vehicles allowed to go directly to the lake unless you own property on the lake. Luckily for me, one of the people who lives down the road from me happens to own some property on this road and allowed me access not only to the lake via their property, but to use their dock as well. And so I did some fishing on the lake that day, thanks to them.
Well, did you take all the fish out of the lake?
I did. I took them all. Every one of them. Well, it was fun while it lasted. The fishing trip was more relaxing than it was actual fishing. I only saw 2 fish and caught 0. But nonetheless, it was a great day on the water, as is any day. But now let's head back to the cabin, and I'll catch you up on what's going on around there. Just to the side of me here, you can see the new stand for the new oil tank. It's laying on its side right now because I am actually putting in some footers for that stand to rest upon. I need to make sure that the footers are level for one thing, and the other thing is that I need to make sure that those footers are in the correct position. Why am I doing footers? Well, that's because with all the weight of the oil tank itself and all the oil that will be going into it, without the footers, there's a high probability that that tank over time will settle into the ground and become unlevel, like this one is here. Now, granted, this one is sunk over the years and has become extremely unlevel, but this one, I need to make sure that I get it done right the first time. So I went ahead and put down 4 cement blocks, and the ones in the back are higher than the ones out towards the woods here. And so I'm going to dig down around those, and then I'm going to get them level with the other 2 footers and make sure that everything is level from corner to corner. So I've already gone ahead and leveled from the front to the back of the tank on this side. Now I need to do from the front to the back on the side closest to the cabin, and then running in this direction on the other 2 sides. So I'm going to get started on that. I'm just going to begin to dig out around each one of the cement blocks and then dig out the appropriate amount of soil underneath to bring this down to the same level as the block sitting over here to my left-hand side. Now that I've dug out the footing for this block, I need to make sure that it's at the same height and level as this block. Now I can visually tell you that this is already running downhill, but I'm gonna go ahead and put my level on here and see how much more I need to raise this up. I actually dug this one down too far. And based upon this, it looks like I need to come up by about an inch. So I'm gonna add some of the ground dirt and rock back in underneath here, pack it down, and then do this one more time. So more dirt going in, and I am going to tamp it down because as the weight of the tank sits upon these footers, it's going to compress the soil underneath anyhow. So I want to make sure I get this right because I only have one chance to do this. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to do this with the other footer that's behind me. These front two footers, as I mentioned, are not being dug out because they're actually at a better height than this one is. Now that I have the stand into position, I'm going to go ahead and backfill around the footers and shore those up, if you will. And then this is ready to go. Now the reason I moved the tank to the back side of the cabin and not putting it in the same position as the old one is that by putting it here, I don't have to worry about the snow falling off of the roof and putting the line running from the tank to the cabin in jeopardy of being ripped out due to the weight of the snow load. The reason for putting the tank stand upon these cement blocks is because it'll provide a greater space for the weight to be distributed. If I just left it on the original footers of the tank stand, that weight is all directed into one area, which could allow it to sink in quite easily into the ground over time, much like the other tank has done. This will prevent this from being able to easily sink into the ground and make sure that I have a level tank stand for years to come. The excavator will be here tomorrow and we'll take down the old tank and move the new tank into position.
All right, settle down. Okay, right there. Hold.
Well, the tank did get put into place, and then the rains came, and that pretty much brought everything to a halt. We were basically mid-stride on getting things done here on the property, and now I'm patiently waiting for my contractor rather, to have the time to come back and finish doing the work here on the property. Summers are busy here in Alaska, so finding people that have available time to do things can be rather tricky. But while he was here, he did manage to move the propane tank that's set just on the other side of the cabin here. He took down the old diesel tank, though it's still sitting on the ground, and the original oil tank is still on the stand next to the cabin. But we did manage to get some holes dug for the outhouses, which is good. And yes, I did say outhouses as in plural. So the original outhouse that I showed at the beginning of this video is going to be moved about 50 feet away from the cabin, directly behind the cabin, closest to the woods over here. And then I'll be putting in another outhouse just off the front of the bunkhouse for future guests. I just received a few things from viewers, and I appreciate everything. So the first thing I received was this book of Wildflowers of Denali National Park and the Interior of Alaska from Pamela Chichola's personal library, which I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for sending this. And then Roger Weston himself sent me this book, A Frank Murdoch Action Adventure, The Golden Catch, about an individual who lives on an island in Alaska and an adventure that awaits him. So thank you very much for that, Roger. Can't wait to read that. And then JR sent me some treats for Kenai. He assured me that I am not to eat those treats, that they are for Kenai. Let me assure you back that I would never eat those, but I'm sure Kenai is going to love them, as he usually gets some with dinner every night. And then he sent me some memory cards, a memory card case, and a carrying case, and something else. In addition to the other items that JR sent me, he also sent me a book on poisonous mushrooms in Alaska. And I just wanted to say thank you for this, because while it's been rather dry here this season and there are hardly any mushrooms to be found, this is something that I'll hold on to for years to come and put it into good use. I also received another wonderful letter from my friend Janice Lucas back in Colorado, and I always appreciate these letters. And I just wanted to say thank you again, Janice, for sharing your life with me and keeping in touch. I really appreciate it. But then I received a letter that warmed my heart in a different way. And that is because Donna Erwan reached out with some concerns regarding my health. And I've heard this concern since the beginning of the channel, and I just want to put it to rest once and for all. Donna's concern is that when you're viewing my videos, it appears often that I have a goiter on the left-hand side of my neck. And that is absolutely not the case. What you are seeing right here and right here is actually a neck muscle, and you're seeing a shadow. So I've had my blood work done. I've had a complete thyroid panel and a complete blood panel done, and I have no thyroid issues whatsoever, not inactive or overactive, and I'm not having any hormonal disruptions. So everything checks out and I'm in perfect health. But I do want to say thank you to everybody who has mentioned that, from thinking that I had a swollen thyroid to thinking that this is a goiter. This is actually a neck muscle. So I know it looks that way, and sometimes I even see it when I'm doing live streams or editing, but no goiter is found here. So thank you again, though, for your concerns. It honors me and touches my heart that you would take my health into consideration and wish, the best for me. So thank you for everybody for your wonderful gifts and your thoughts and concerns and prayers. Like I said, it all means a lot to me. But I also want to touch base about some of the things that are going on around the channel recently. So I know that my videos have been coming out very sporadically lately, and that's because this summer has been very busy. While work was taking place here on the property and then I was waiting for work to start up again, I have actually been traveling a lot. So as you saw at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I've been out trying to catch a fish. I did a lot of traveling back and forth to different lakes trying to catch a fish, because that's what I wanted to do this summer, was fish. Yet to catch one. I've been out to the Kenai Peninsula, and I've run into town multiple times to get supplies and things like that, such as the tank stand and what have you. And because of everything that's going on, I'm just spinning my wheels trying to keep on track. So I apologize that my videos are coming out sporadically. I had mentioned that I might be doing 2 videos a week. I have yet to find the time to even sit down and respond to comments lately. I didn't even get a member sneak peek out for the last video. I'm not sure if this video is going to have one either. And then I have visitors that are coming in here in the next day or so, and I am going to be busy just entertaining those individuals, friends and family, for the next month. So bear with me after about 1 more month. things will slow down and return to normal here on the channel. But regardless of what's going on in my world, I just wanted to let you know that I do read all of your comments. I appreciate all of your support on this channel, especially to my channel members and Patreons. And please forgive me for being late in responding to your comments and getting you the sneak peeks that I hope you guys enjoy. With that being said, though, I'm going to go ahead and sign off today's video, and I will be back in just another week with yet another video. Hopefully it'll come out before Saturday or Sunday, but no guarantees. So thank you again for all that you do. And until next time, please take care and stay safe. Now I've went ahead and put down 2 footers that appear to be a little bit higher than the ones up against the foundation. So I'm going to level out that's not true. That's not true. That is not true. Just to the side of me, just inside my glove, I have rocks. And I'm just starting by digging out with a hand rake, well, you know, one of these. Nikki, you want to come inside? You want to get out of the rain? You want to get out of the rain? You do? Is it too wet out here? All right, go, run.